Gold has ruled as the ultimate store of wealth for centuries. From the treasures of ancient empires to the vaults of modern central banks, it has been a symbol of stability, trust, and enduring value. But today, that throne is facing challenges unlike anything in history. While gold once stood unchallenged, new real assets, silver, property, and even emerging digital currencies are quietly competing for attention and capital. Investors are asking themselves, is gold still the safest bet, or is its dominance slipping? The indicators are subtle but powerful. Gold's price movements, demand patterns, and the shifting strategies of the wealthy hint at a battle underway, one most people barely notice. And it's not just about value, it's about perception. For centuries, gold was a universal language of wealth. It signified trust, stability, and security. But as markets evolve, as digital money rises, and as inflation reshapes economies, perception begins to shift. People are still buying gold, yes, but not with the same urgency or conviction as before. Meanwhile, other assets quietly gain ground, promising similar security with potentially greater flexibility. This isn't speculation, it's history repeating itself in a modern context. When gold last faced serious competition, it took decades for markets to adjust. Today, the speed of information, technological disruption, and global capital flows compress timelines, making this battle more intense and more urgent than ever. Stay with me. In the next section, we'll dive into the data, supply, demand, and investment flows that reveal why gold's throne may be challenged in 2025 and beyond. Section 2. Let's examine supply. Gold isn't infinite, but unlike silver, its scarcity has been well known for centuries. Mines are established, production is predictable, and stockpiles are carefully monitored. Yet even in this controlled environment, subtle shifts can have massive consequences. Demand is changing. Central banks, institutional investors, and private wealth managers are diversifying their holdings. They are no longer just buying gold, they're exploring silver, real estate, and emerging digital assets. This diversification reduces gold's relative dominance, even if its absolute value remains high. The throne is no longer uncontested. Industrial and technological uses are also affecting real assets. Silver's role in electronics and renewable energy is growing, while gold remains primarily a store of wealth. Meanwhile, real estate, farmland, and even fine art are attracting significant capital flows, offering both stability and returns that rival gold. For the first time in modern history, gold must compete for attention in a crowded field. And here's the subtlety most people miss. Perception drives markets. Gold's historical prestige means it still commands respect, but momentum matters. When money flows quietly towards alternative assets, gold's influence diminishes, even if the world doesn't notice right away. By 2025, these shifts could accelerate, challenging gold's status as the uncontested king of real assets. In the next section, we'll explore the global financial forces, inflation, and digital disruption that could tip the balance, showing why investors need to pay attention before it's too late.
Section 3. Gold has always been a symbol of trust, but trust alone may not be enough anymore. Investors today are more connected, more informed, and more opportunistic than ever. They're looking beyond tradition, seeking assets that not only preserve value, but also provide growth and utility. Digital currencies, industrial metals, and real estate are quietly gaining ground, forming a new hierarchy of wealth. For the first time in decades, gold faces meaningful competition, not just from other precious metals, but from entire asset classes that promise stability, liquidity, and growth potential. Global monetary policy plays a critical role in this battle. As central banks experiment with low interest rates, quantitative easing, and digital currency projects, gold's traditional safe haven appeal is subtly undermined. Investors who once saw gold as the ultimate insurance now weigh it against modern alternatives that may offer similar protection with greater flexibility. And yet, gold is resilient. Its historical role cannot be erased overnight. What we are witnessing is not its demise, but a challenge, a test of whether the old king can maintain relevance in a world that rewards innovation, adaptability, and diversification. Stay with me. In the next section, we'll dive into projections for gold's price and dominance, comparing scenarios of continued supremacy versus gradual displacement. Understanding these projections could be the difference between sitting on gains or being left behind in the next wave of wealth transfer. Section 4. Extended Story. The competition for gold's throne isn't just a numbers game, it's a battle of perception, utility, and adaptability. Real estate offers a tangible, income-generating alternative. Silver provides industrial demand and scarcity-driven upside. Digital currencies promise speed, flexibility, and borderless access. Investors are no longer looking for a single king, they're building diversified kingdoms. Consider this. Central banks around the world continue to hold massive gold reserves, yet they are also experimenting with digital currencies. Private investors still buy gold for safety, but many are quietly allocating portions of their portfolios into silver, property, and digital assets. This dual strategy isn't reckless, it's pragmatic. The old rules of wealth preservation no longer guarantee dominance. Historical patterns offer a warning. When dominant assets face competition, market corrections often follow. The rise of alternative real assets creates pressure on gold's relative value. The wealthy don't panic, they redistribute quietly, shifting power from the old king to a new council of valuable holdings. This process is subtle, but its effect can ripple through global markets, affecting prices, sentiment, and investment behavior for everyone else. Even demand dynamics are evolving. Jewelry and traditional gold consumption remain strong in some regions, but industrial, technological, and financial applications of other assets are growing faster. Younger investors, digital natives, and global institutions are increasingly allocating away from gold's historic stronghold. And as these trends continue, gold's symbolic dominance may remain intact, but its functional influence, the power to dictate market behavior, is already shifting. Now, imagine the coming years. Inflationary pressures, geopolitical uncertainty, and technological disruption could accelerate this redistribution. Gold may still be a foundation of wealth, but the emerging hierarchy of assets suggests a future where no single metal or store of value dominates entirely. The throne is contested, and the outcome will depend on who adapts, who observes, and who acts strategically. In the next section, we'll explore specific projections for gold versus alternative assets in 2025, including silver, digital currencies, and real estate, and what investors should watch for if they want to stay ahead in this unfolding battle. Section 5. Ending and CTA. Gold's throne has been challenged, and the battle is far from over. Alternative assets, silver, real estate, and digital currencies are quietly gaining influence. What was once uncontested is now a contested kingdom, and 2025 may be the year that shifts the balance. Investors who pay attention now will see the signs: diversification by the wealthy, shifts in industrial demand, and evolving monetary policies all indicate that gold's supremacy may no longer guarantee absolute security. History shows that when the old guard faces competition, opportunity emerges for those prepared to act. If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button, subscribe to Finance Lens, and share it with others who want to understand the real battle of assets. Stay informed, stay alert, and position yourself wisely before the market reacts. And here's what's next. While gold fights to maintain its dominance, a new form of money is rising, one that could redefine the global financial landscape entirely. In the next video, we'll explore the rise of digital empires, currency wars have begun, a story of digital currencies, power, and the battle for the future of wealth.